Alright, suspension video day one. Yeah, so I think I'll make maybe one video a day for YouTube consumption, and everything else I'll post on the website provided. I'll have daily pages, I guess, and we'll see how things go. It's kind of a bitch, just because you have to convert everything into FLV files, and then you have to compress them enough to, bandwidth considerations. So I think I'll probably just make small videos, resolution-wise, and I'll leave it at that for a while till I figure out what my options are. So anyway, so rag on Google. It is about Google. Google bought YouTube for $1,500 million. So they could play these kind of games. And this is basically the shitternet Google created. It's always been a popularity search engine. It makes the popular more popular. It's Fred psychology. They want to Fred the world. They're worse than the old television networks in terms of how it's attempting to control the functionality of the internet, the commerce on the internet. It's the same damn bullshit. It's just a way of controlling the media, controlling what we can do, what we can say, so they can maximize profits. It's just an evil world they're creating. They are Big Brother. It's not government you got to be afraid of. It's these kind of corporations. It's a spam corporation is all it is. That's why there's sock accounts on YouTube. It's because it's in their financial interest to create as much noise and chaos as possible. Those sockers are dumb, ignorant slobs anyway. And they're likely to be the kind of people that click on ads. I mean, who clicks on display ads anyway but morons? So the more morons, the better. So that's why the content is lowest common denominator, Three Stooges buffoonery. It's because that's the audience they want. An audience dumb enough to be sold what they're trying to sell. And they're going to do this. They're doing the same thing to the search engine. They don't want to make it functional. They want to keep it just as bad as they can get away with, and keep the spam as high as possible, because they make money on every bit of it. And the more nonsense, the more clicks you have to go through, the more money they're going to get. And that's a simple equation. Efficiency isn't in their financial interest. So let's remember that all these videos are just going to be anti-Google videos. The Google guys, the two guys who founded Google, while they were doing a math project in Stanford University, by the way, which is substantially subsidized by the federal government in terms of grants given to it. But anyway, that's where Google started. And they defended their project and the need for it, and the need for the Stanford support, by pointing out that there was this desperate need for a non-commercial alternative to the crooked corporations, the Yahoos and the Microsofts that were running the search industry. So remember, that's how this started, Google. And then these guys sold out, plain and simple. And you can't fault that. I mean, they're getting a big giant paycheck and they got seduced by it. But the point is, they didn't sell out for a fair price and try to retain Google as what it started off to be. They sold out for the maximum price. And so they just sold out completely and put in no conditions and obligated Google to be nothing but a huge, giant, shareholder-run corporate piece of crap. No social interest. And it was really so disgusting, because the first 2 years it was financed by venture capital and Stanford University, and everything was given away free. And then they, once they went public, became a business. Everybody just got greedy and said, how much am I going to get? Including Stanford University, which got a percentage. And, so both these guys got $10 billion for selling out the internet. to what was going to become the most evil corporation in the world. It's that simple. They're doing things that no other company could do and get away with. Even the whole idea of having ads on their search index pages and placing ads, more importantly, on other people's websites. That idea, Microsoft tried it. They were going to do it. And everybody raised such a stink because it was Big Brother. It was this evil corporation going to put its ads on everybody's website and call it in the interest of search engine efficiency. And so they couldn't do it. And Google got away with it because they were supposed to not be evil, which was a big fucking lie. And it's just that simple. The company was founded on a false promise that they were going to give us a non-commercial, non-corrupt, non-corporate alternative to the shit, the corporations that were destroying indexing of the internet, the public library style efficiency that we should have demanded, the card catalog purity that we should have demanded. And instead, all these corporations bought up every bit of the search industry because all they cared about was the fact that eyeballs went to search engines. And if they could control those eyeballs and where they went, they knew there was big money in that. So the Disney Corporation bought up InfoSeek, one of the better search engines, and destroyed it, completely annihilated it, turned it into crap. No one would even use it anymore. Then the Yahoo bought up Fast, a European company that had technology that was just as good as Google's, but just was a little slower, in spite of its name, Fast. Destroyed that technology. Because that technology had to do with purely indexing an internet. It didn't have to do with selling advertising. That's where this all goes wrong. The money, the fucking money. So anyway, there are some people who talk about TJ and his free speech vids website, but you can't, it's bullshit. As soon as you have a website founded by somebody, or at least controlled by somebody who's profiting from it, then it's fucked. Okay, it's got to be a non-profit that starts up the alternative. We got to find a non-profit 50CO31 whatever K organization that's willing to be the owner of the next YouTube, it's that simple. It's got to be run as a non-profit business where nobody has a financial interest in controlling interest, especially because let's just even say TJ Vids became the least bit successful. You know he'd fucking sell us out in a second. A second. If he could make some real money, he'd sell us out without even giving it a second thought. So fuck that bullshit. That's just being put in the same shithole as we're in now, where people just keep selling us out. YouTube sold us out, the original YouTube owners. And, the original idea behind Google was a sellout. So it's just, that's what you're going to get. Vlogger heads. You got these two little fucking nutballs, Renetto and that other fucker, playing the same kind of power trip games with people. So fuck that crap. It's got to be a non-profit institution that exists only for the service of the producers and doesn't have any interest in controlling anything but maintaining a fair playing field and responsible. I mean, it's freedom with accountability. It's not that fucking complicated, and all it takes is some money to start it. But that's the game. Who's got the money? Who's going to risk the money? There's no one can. That's why it should have been done by the government. The government created public libraries. Well, Getty created private libraries, but that's a whole nother point. The government's maintained them over all these years, and they've worked and been quite efficient. A good expenditure of our money. independent internet services really should be part of our government's responsibility. So anyway, fuck you, Google. Fuck you as hard as you can possibly get fucked. You are an evil corporation. You're just the scum of the fucking earth. So, fuck you.